Hello my dear students, welcome back to your favorite channel NEET World. This is Vasavi Ma'am, your biology educator. Yes, so students, in the previous class we have started the kingdom Plantae and we have understood and we have learned about the division. Okay, we have learned about the classification of the kingdom Plantae. So under these classification we have learned the just a general introduction about the Thallophyta, where we cannot differentiate the plant body into true roots, stems and leaves. And next we have also learned about the bryophytes and pteridophytes. Okay, in bryophytes the vascular tissues are absent and the pteridophytes are the true vascular plants. Okay, these are the first vascular plants on the earth. And next the gymnosperms and angiosperms. Okay, the gymnosperms are the non-flowering plants where we can see the naked seeds. Okay, and next when it comes to the angiosperms, these are the flowering plants where the seeds are enclosed in the fruits, my dear students. So this is what we have done in the previous class. Yes, so these are the visuals. Okay, just have a look on it. Yes, algae, bryophytes, pteridophytes, gymnosperms and angiosperms, my dear students. So now we are going to discuss about each and every subdivision thoroughly, my dear students. So now coming towards it, today's particular session, we are going to start the Thallophyta. Okay, so stay tuned until the session gets end. So here the uses of algae is very important to all of you. You need to study it mandatorily, and again you are also going to study about the uses of the algae in your higher standards, like in your 11th standard botany, my dear students. So start your strong preparation now itself. Yes. So we will start with the general characteristic features of the, we will start with the general characteristic features of the Thallophytes, my dear students. Yes. So look into this. Yes, coming towards the general characteristic features, so these are commonly called as algae. Okay, so the Thallophytes are commonly called as algae and these are aquatic and terrestrial. So students, you need to study the general characteristic features mandatorily. Okay, you need to remember each and every general characteristic features, and whenever you are going to study about the new kingdom or new subdivision, always you need to compare the characteristic features of the previous kingdom, my dear students. Yes, so this is one of the most advice that I want to give to all of you. Just follow it properly, then only you can understand this particular chapter. Yes, so these are commonly called as algae and these are aquatic and terrestrial. It means they can live on the land as well as on the water. And next, the vascular system is absent. Okay, the vascular system is absent in the sense it is not going to contain the conductive tissues. Okay, for the transport of water and minerals we require xylem and phloem. But when it comes to the Thallophytes, when it comes to the algae, it is going to lack the xylem and phloem, the conductive tissues. Okay, and next the plant body is not differentiated into true leaves, stems and roots. So that is the reason we are calling it as a Thallophyta, where we cannot see the differentiation. We cannot find the true roots, stems and leaves. Can you see the roots and leaves and stems here, my dear students? No. Okay, so that is the reason the plant body has undivided mass of cells called as the thallus. Okay, so it is going to contain some undivided mass of cells, that is only called as thallus, where it is going to lack all the leaves, roots and the stem. Okay, and next when it comes to the types of nutrition, it is going to show the autotrophic mode of nutrition. Okay, by the process of photosynthesis, it is going to show the autotrophic types of nutrition, and the cell wall is made up of the cellulose, and next it is going to store the food material called as starch, my dear students. And next one, the algae is green in color due to the presence of the pigment called as chlorophyll. Okay, due to the presence of the pigment chlorophyll only it is green in color, but there are some other algal forms. Okay, there are some different types of algae which are going to show different types of colors, like, yes, so can you see here? Yes, some algae are green, yellow, brown. Okay, and some algae are red. So the red algae are called as rhodophytes. Okay, we are going to study about it under the Rhodophyceae and Phaeophyceae. Under the Phaeophyceae, we are going to learn about the brown algae, my dear students, and there are some algae which are going to show the pigments like yellow and orange. That pigments, okay, that presence of the yellow and orange color pigments in some algae are due to the presence of the pigment that is called as carotenoids. Okay, due to the presence of the carotenoids, some algae are going to show green, okay, some algae are going to show the yellow and brown, yes, yellow and orange colors. The red algae are called as rhodophytes and the brown algae are called as phaeophytes. Okay, clear with all these particular statements, my dear students? Okay, these are generally the Thallophyta, okay, the members of the Thallophyta, these are generally called as algae. Some are aquatic and some are terrestrial. Okay, it is green in color due to the presence of chlorophyll, and here the xylem and phloem, the conductive tissues are completely absent. Okay, and here we cannot differentiate these particular plant body into true roots, stems and leaves, but it is going to contain an undivided mass of cells, okay, that is called as thallus. Okay, clear with this particular slide? Yes. So now we will see the uses of the algae. Yes. Yes, so students, these are the most important examples, okay, which are extracted from your NCERT. Just have a look on them. These are very, very important, my dear students. Yes, so it is a unicellular algae that is called as Chlamydomonas. Yes, Chlamydomonas. Clear? It is a unicellular algae, but remaining all are multicellular algals, my dear students. Yes. So Chlamydomonas is a unicellular algae and it is cladophora. Okay, and it is a cladophora, and next have a look on this, it is Spirogyra. These are all the very most important examples that you all need to remember, my dear students. These are extracted from your NCERT itself. Yes, Spirogyra, and next one is Ulothrix, and it is Khara, okay, and it is Ulva. So these are all the important examples of your NCERT standard textbook. Yes, Chlamydomonas, which is unicellular algae, cladophora, Spirogyra, Ulothrix, Khara and Ulva. Okay, these are the most important different types of algal forms that you all need to remember. Yes. So now coming towards the uses of the algae. Okay. So it is very most important. The uses of algae is important and you need to learn it mandatorily, and again you are also going to learn about this in your 11th standard botany, my dear students. Yes. So we can expect the most important entrance questions from these particular statements. Yes. Look into this, algae as food. Okay. Some algae are used as food for the aquatic animals, okay, like fishes, okay, including mammals and humans, okay, including the humans, some algae are used as food. So for this example is chlorella and spirulina, okay, chlorella and spirulina are rich in proteins, okay, chlorella and the spirulina are rich in proteins. These are consumed by the human beings also. And next one, some algae are used in agriculture for the purpose of nitrogen fixation, fertilizers and manures, for the preparation of fertilizers and for the preparation of biofertilizers and manures, and also for the nitrogen fixation. Some algae are used in agriculture. For these example is nostoc and anabina. So these are the algae which are used in agriculture purpose. Okay, they are going to fix the atmospheric nitrogen to enrich the plant growth and development. And next, some algae are toxins, my dear students. Not each and every algae is going to be beneficial to us. Okay, same like fungi. Okay, in fungi we have studied the differences between the rhizopus and agaricus. Okay, we have studied the differences between the rhizopus and the mushrooms. Okay. So some mushrooms are eatable, some mushrooms are eatable which we can consume, and some mushrooms are poisonous in nature that we cannot consume. Okay, that is going to belongs towards the fungi only, but all fungi are not eatable. Okay, for this example, yeast. Okay, yeast also we can use in the, yes, we can use in bakery products. Okay, so it is also a fungi which we can eat, but there are some fungi which are very poisonous in nature that we cannot consume, right? So similarly, in that way, all the algae are not consumed by the human beings. Okay, so the chlorella and spirulina are rich in proteins, hence we can consume it. And next one, there are some algae which are very toxic in nature. Many algae are toxic to the aquatic organisms also. Okay, so some algae are going to create the algal blooms in the water. Okay, some algae are going to create the algal blooms inside the water, which are going to create a poisonous nature to the aquatic environment, and it is going to show the greater harmful impact on the aquatic organisms, my dear students. And next one, some algae are going to damage. Okay, some algae are going to grow on the monuments and buildings and spoil them. Okay, like cyanobacteria. Okay, some algae are going to grow on the historical monuments and buildings, and they are going to damage them completely by their growth. Okay, so these are the most important uses of the algae. Just remember the chlorella and spirulina, which is rich in proteins. Okay, these are consumed by the mammals, and remember nostoc and anabina, which is going to fix the atmospheric nitrogen, which is used in the agriculture purpose. Yes, so this is about the today's class, and in the next class we are going to learn about the bryophytes and pteridophytes. Like, share and subscribe to NEET World.